This is a tutorial on how to unpatch Oblivion to version 1.0 so that you can speedrun No Out of Bounds. So first what you want to do is go to Oblivion's speedrun.com page and come down to resources and download the v1.0 patcher. And I've already done it, so I'm not going to do that. It's already on my desktop. So it'll be a .7z file, so you need 7-zip to open it. So if you open it, type in kappa, K-A-P-P-A, capital K. And it'll look like that. Just like click and drag it. It'll open up that window. It'll load for a second. You just gotta copy files. I already have it, so cancel it. This is what it looks like. There's stuff inside here, so you have all the like original Oblivion files for 1.0. See how they're all from 2006, and this data one's not. That's actually from right now, because that one's different. I don't know how that one works. And these are from 2015. So the patcher was made in 2015. Here's all the instructions. And what you'll need is a disk, a .iso file, unless you have a disk. But if you don't have a disk, you'll download the .iso, but not from this website, because I already made a Google Drive with the ISO on it. So you don't need to download it from there. That website's too sketchy. But if you have Windows 8 or 10, I think, then you won't need disk mounting software. You just click on it and it goes. And I'll show you that. Let's see. Alright, so yeah, that's the file name, Oblivion Teeny. Don't know why they named it that, but if you click on it, Windows 8, boom, there it is, mounted. There's all the stuff inside. And I'm gonna unmount that right now. Okay, so there's that, and there's OBS peeking out the side there. So the instructions, first you just have to have a fresh copy of Oblivion unmodded. It's going to be 1.2 because that's the latest version. And you want to go to My Documents, My Games, and rename your Oblivion folder. I'm actually going to open up two things here. Makes it easier. Okay, so Games, Oblivion. Just got to rename this. This is for like when the launcher launches up and does stuff, it'll mess with it. You don't want it to mess with it. It doesn't really matter what you name it, just Steam. There we go. So in here, it's just, you know, all this stuff. You got your saves, you got your, I think these are config files. Don't need to mess with those. So step 3, you go to your Steam folder. So you just Steam. So depending on whether you have a 32-bit or a 64-bit computer, it'll be one of these. Steam will be an 86 for me. If you don't have one, if you don't have a 64-bit computer, it'll just be in program files. Pretty sure that's how that works. So Steam apps common. Don't rename it. And then find Oblivion and just make a copy onto your desktop. And this is going to take a little bit, so I might just cut the video and then come back. Okay, it's almost done. It's at 98% here, 99. And 100. Okay, so now you have, where is it? Oh, here it is. So you have this folder. It's with all the current Oblivion stuff. So you just rename it. Oop. So you rename it to something other than Oblivion. So like 1.0. There you go. All right, so you're just gonna like delete some files and replace some files And other files, just leave alone, just get rid of them, whatever. So let's see, these 4 files right down here, these are going to get replaced, so you just might as well just delete them right now. DirectX, that's a delete. And these 2 right here, just delete those. And from the patcher, all right, the patcher looks pretty much identical. You just take these, here's the old files, and you put them in. And from data, all the DLC files, those gotta go. There's gonna be no DLC. And this one gets replaced. There we go. Just replace that one. Oblivion meshes. This one gets replaced too. Okay. I did this wrong before, so I had to redo the video here. So data folder, yep, all that stuff. I already got it. And textures. Yeah. All right, so delete effects and make a new folder, call it characters. And should there be anything in it? Oh, add characters, not create characters. See, that's the confusion. That's why I'm making a tutorial on this. So just move it. There it is. Shaders. Okay, so you only keep this one. Every other file gets replaced. So delete those. Just click and drag, boop. There they are, unpatched. And data, video folder, no changes. Yep. Music and video, no changes. Just don't change those. So double check step 2. Yep, I already did it. So run the launcher. The launcher. It will detect your video and hardware settings accordingly or whatever. It's actually way too loud. Oh my gosh. Okay. That was too loud, but you're just gonna do your settings and stuff now. So all your resolution, so options, just turn off VSync or whatever you need. Just, there we go, done. All right, so you wanna launch the game through the launcher, so it'll do all its like config files in that. Well, actually, here's the launcher again. I think it'll be a launcher loop. Okay. Well, actually, run it first. Yeah, there we go. Okay, boop, launched. Exit. Done with it, don't need it. All right, so step 6, you want to come back to your documents folder, games, Oblivion, and it will come up with these 3 files. It won't have saves because if you just went to the main menu and didn't do anything, then you won't have a save. So in the text editor, so all right, let me just open it first. All right, so Control F, type in B, use my, and it will come up with this right here. Change that 1 to a 0 and just save it. You're done messing with that. And then, okay, yeah, move this to your root folder. So this goes in here. And then you want to change Oblivion settings theme back to what it originally was. So yeah, this one gets deleted, gone, and then this one gets renamed. Oblivion, there it is. So let's see all this other stuff. Okay, yeah, don't use the launcher when you start the game. Just like make a shortcut of oblivion.exe, and that'll be your, oops, yeah, don't click on that. And this will be your like Oblivion 1.0 launcher. So you click on it, and it says insert the Oblivion disk. I think I already showed that. I'll show it again. So you have your ISO, click on it, mounts, and now you can launch the game through this. You won't see it, but you'll hear the game starting up. So yeah, there's the game. And if you look, like, I know you can't see it, but if you look in the bottom left corner of like the very first menu in Oblivion, it'll show the version. It should say 1.0.228. That's the version you want. I think that's it. Let me see. Oop. All right. Computer's lagging. So it's 1.0, but if you want this ultra low graphics settings, then you can do 1.1 version, and it will still add arrow duplication. That's a thing you do in No OoB. So OBS is on screen. So it's kind of necessary to have 1.0 or 1.1. You just can't do it on 1.2. And let's see, all this patcher stuff. Probably won't need to do that like ever. Yeah, run a patcher. Yeah, don't do that. Just do it this way. This is the right way. And I think that's it. If it doesn't work or something, or maybe you don't know how to do something, just leave a comment. I'll be able to help you. So this is what it should just look like right here. And this is your saves. Oh wait, no, that's not your saves. Your saves go in. Your saves go in my documents. They all go up there. I'm pretty sure. See, I have questions about this too. Saves. Yeah, there's only 2 saves, so that must just be my normal Oblivion one. Let me check my actual folder. Where do I keep it? All right. Yeah, okay. So this is the one that like I actually use. Let's see if all the same files are in there. Yeah, it looks like it, except mine has saves. So when you change use my games directory to 0, then it won't go to your documents. So like when you make a save, it'll just put the save in there. You don't want it to go in there because your Steam version of Oblivion also uses that. So you just want to change that, and then it will start saving to the root folder that the game is in, like that the launcher is in, all this junk. So here it is. I think that's all I have to say about that. So now I'm going to show you how to set up LiveSplit for Oblivion, because in Oblivion we don't use real time, we use game time, because people have different computers and that makes the loading times, last longer or shorter. So it makes it so it's fair. We use game time. You don't count the loading screens. So you just open up LiveSplit, and there's what mine looks like. Might as well just save my layout before I do anything to it. Okay, so pretend it's just a brand new layout here. I close splits. Okay, brand new, right? Just opened it. Go edit splits and pretend it's like a new game here or something. New splits. Type in Oblivion. Find Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Oh, yeah. Okay. So it'll give you this message here. Load removal is available for patches 1.0 and 1.2. So activate that. It's got settings. Okay, yeah. You just gotta download it first. So let's see. Well, it'll download it on its own. If I can just move that so I can close it. All right. So yeah, that's how you do that. It'll download it on its own and turn itself on. So there's LiveSplit. I'm actually gonna use my normal splits here. All right, I'll put that over here. So when I load up the game and then like have the timer on at the same time, it will like pause for any loading screen. I'm actually not going to do that quite yet because let's see, I'm also going to show you how to do the frame cap. It's got to be locked at 60 frames per second. So to do that, let's see, there's the download for LiveSplit. So I use Riva Tuner, and let's see if I can turn that on here. Riva Tuner. Okay, so it looks like this, and there's Oblivion, and frame rate limit 60. That's all you got to do for this. Just find it. Boop, there it is. 60. Just type in 60 in this little box. That's how you do that. And then most other people use DxTory. I don't use it myself, but this also limits frame rate to whatever you need it to be, so 60. Unless you want it lower, but 60 is what you should use. And also in Oblivion, we use keybinds, like a lot of keybinds. And we bind left click to the scroll wheel, like both up and down on the scroll wheel, so that you can skip all the text faster. And I use AutoHotkey. There's another program on speedrun.com on resources that other people use. But that one has a free trial and it ends every 30 days. So you have to reset it. And I don't like doing that, but that's this. You just go here and find it here. And I can't use it anymore because I don't know how to reset trials. And I ain't supposed to do that anyway. But AutoHotkey, so I'll show you that. See, I gotta find. Okay, here it is. All right, so it's this little script here. Let me turn that back off. Okay. Yeah, you make a new script, like if you want a brand new one. When you have AutoHotkey like downloaded and installed, it'll give you this AutoHotkey script. Okay, I guess you have to right click and click edit scripts because it doesn't do anything by itself. I think I have an older version. because it's just like a text thing, and the thing on the website shows this. So I might actually have an older version, but it should still work. So what you do, the way I have it set up is just, so let's see, this means control. So you press control and wheel up at the same time, and it will send L button. So what that means is the left mouse button, on your mouse, and then return. So it can do it again. And then the same thing with wheel down. If you're pressing control and scroll up and scroll down, if both of those are being pressed at the same time, it'll left click. And it goes really fast. And then this down here, all this means is like how many per interval. I'm not sure how long an interval is, but it must not be very long. Because if you don't type this in and you're just, spamming some text, skipping through it, it'll give you some error message, be like, hey, you got too much keys per interval. So you just increase it, and I increased it by a lot, like 3,000. It's plenty. So that's how you do that. I can put this in a Google Drive or something, or maybe just copy and paste the text, and you can copy and paste it. Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay, I should start up the game then. With oh no, without it first. I gotta show you that. Okay, so when you're starting up the game, and I have like a window in the corner, you should be able to see it from. So when you're like starting up the game and you're using OBS to like record it, you have to like give it a minute, and the when it's like doing its thing, just don't touch anything, otherwise it won't like appear. That's kind of a problem with it, but you just have to let it do its thing. So without the frame cap, it will run at whatever frames per second at once. So if I type in TDT, right now it's at 75 frames per second because my monitor is at 75 frames per second, and I think I have VSync on, so it's locking it to 75 instead of 60. That's too fast. You can't have that. It's against the rules. So when I turn on RivaTuner or DxTory, whatever you want to use to cap the frames, cap the frame rate, load Oblivion back up. And I know it didn't show it because it only shows one monitor, but it is on. So now, when I type in TDT, it'll show 60 frames per second. Let's see. Yep, 60. And I'll show you the mouse wheel skipping the text. There's a good place for it. And then I'll show the timer, like the load timer. Okay, so skipping through all the text really fast with the mouse wheel. Just like you're talking to someone, right? You press control. Like I set it up to press control and mouse wheel at the same time. So I'm holding control and scrolling. It'll go fast like that. See if I can get it faster. It's because I just started up. It's a little bit slow. It'll always be slow the first time. Yeah, see, there we go. And it's much faster than just clicking. So when you're just clicking, like, even if you can click really fast, it's not as fast as the mouse wheel. See, I'll show you. It will be safer. Waste no time. But you can do that if you really want to. It'll just get a little bit tiring. And the load timer. Okay, so I'll just go right here again. Okay, so when I turn on timer, right, it starts going, and I go through a door, it'll pause. And then it'll start again when you leave the door, or when you leave the loading screen. So that's what that does. Oh yeah. Okay, and when you're using LiveSplit with the load timer, you gotta make sure you're comparing against game time, so that it shows that it's doing that's pausing every time you go in a door. So it's showing game time. And that's about it for that, I think. Yeah, that's all I gotta say.